Hi, today we'll be talking about transport and communication chapter. So, transport this transport and communication is like it is like contact and link between places and person. So, transport system of carrying persons and goods from one place to another, and communication is system for the conveyance or exchange of ideas, information, messages, etc. So, transport system in India, it is divided into land, water, and air. Under land, there is roads, railways, pipelines, and underwater, there is inland waterways, sea or ocean transport. Under air, which is the fastest mode, there is domestic airways and international airways. Now, domestic airways can be public undertaking or private undertaking. Land transport includes transport used on land, animal power, roads, railways, pipeline. Road transport, it provides access to every part of country. It acts as a feeder for railway, waterways and airways. Means people can go through to railway station, airports through road transport. So that's how it acts as a feeder. It provides door-to-door services. Roads can link the most remote town, villages, factories, farms, and mining centers. Flexible, quick, and convenient for light articles, perishable goods, and short distances. It is known as arteries and veins of our country. Now, Indian road network is divided into national highways, state highway, district roads, village roads, border roads, international highway, and expressways. National highway, it's a main road. They are the main roads constructed and maintained by central government through National Highway Authority of India (NHAI) was established in 1995. These are meant for interstate movements and connects the capitals, important ports, major cities and railway junctions. Runs in north, south, east, west directions. So NH1 and NH2. NH, it is in Old Sher Shah Suri Marg. NH1 is from Delhi to Amritsar. NH2 is Delhi to Kolkata. And NH7, which is the longest national highway, it is 2,369 kilometers long from Varanasi to Kanyakumari. There is Golden Quadrilateral Super Highway. This was launched on 2nd January 1999, which tend to link Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata and Delhi. Development and responsibility of National Highway is of Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Then State Highway, it connects town, states, capital and district headquarters. It was the development and responsibility of state highways on state government, and they are maintained by Public Work Department, that is PWD. District road connects talukas and connects important towns. It falls under jurisdiction of the Zilla Parishad. Village roads connect villages with one another. They are mostly unsurfaced. They become muddy and sticky during rainy season. Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. It is promoted the idea of connecting every village by roads constructed and maintained by village panchayat. Border Road Organization (BRO), established in 1960s, aim is to plan and construct roads of strategic importance in northern and northeastern border area of country. It is they construct roads on high altitude mountainous area joining Manali and Leh with Chandigarh. Runs at an average altitude of 4,270 meters above the mean sea level. They also undertake snow clearance in high altitude area. Then road density, distribution of roads is highly uneven. So length of roads per 100 square kilometer gives the road density. It is high in northern and southern states, low in Himalayan regions, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Due to topography and level of economic development of the areas, construction is cheaper in plain areas than in the hilly and plateau region. Coming to problems of road transport, Keeping in view the volume of goods, traffic, and passengers, the road network is not only insufficient but also inefficient. About half of the Indian roads are unsurfaced. This can be used only in fair weather and becomes muddy and unfit during the rainy season. Most of the national highways suffer from inadequate capacity, weak pavements, and old and broken bridges, unbreached levels crossing, lack of bypass roads, and lack of amenities and safety measures. The mixing of the traffic by high-speed cars, trucks, buses, tractors, two-wheelers, etc. increases traffic time, congestion, pollution, and road accidents. The rule of road safety and traffic are willfully violated by the drivers, and there is no efficient system of checking that. Now, the next part is railways. This was all about the road transport. So railways, they were introduced in 1853. In India is the largest railway network in Asia, third largest in the world after USA and Canada. Railway network is in large gangetic plains because of level land, fertile soil, dense population, large number of industrial and commercial centers, and port facilities at Kolkata. It is less in Deccan Plateau, the northern mountains, and Rajasthan desert. This is because of the problem of relief and climate. Railways in India runs on three gauges, that is broad, meter, and narrow. Distribution is controlled by physiographic factors. Railways need plain land, or if it is in the hilly area, it requires a very gentle gradient. River, creeks, or minor depression have to be crossed by culverts or bridges. Forested lands, mountains make it uneconomical to develop railways. Best railway network is in northern plains, where high density of population reach agricultural and mineral resources and a flat terrain. Because of all these things, it is best areas for railway. And peninsular region, it is difficult for railway network because it has hill ranges, making it difficult to cut across, construct tunnels and gaps in the ranges. Sandy plains of Rajasthan and swampy regions of Gujarat also limit the possibility of developing rails due to soft ground. Konkan Railway connects Mumbai, Mangalore. First train was on January 26, 1998. This is 738 km. It links Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka. It reduces road traffic due to its Ro-Ro facilities. Ro-Ro facilities means trucks are loaded into railway wagons. Problem faced is sinking of tracks in some stretches and landslides, mostly in rainy season. First underground rapid transit system was in Kolkata in year 1984. Problems of railway transport, just like road transport have problems, even railway transport face problems. So they are with increasing population and industrialization, there is very heavy pressure of passengers and goods on railways. Several projects have been introduced but not completed. Higher rates of electricity by electricity board often makes heavy increase in traffic. Trips. The higher number of equipments used by the railways are obsolete and need replacement, for which adequate capital is not available. Many railway tracks are outdated and obsolete. Tracks renewal and improvement in signaling, communication system and safety measures are not adequate. Late running of trains, filthy trains, choked toilets, lack of passenger facilities, cleanliness at railway stations, lack of security arrangement on railway stations, etc. All of these are the problems. Then water transport. So water transport is divided into inland waterways, sea and seaways or ocean routes. Inland waterways, many rivers of India are not navigable because they are non-perennial. Water is diverted for irrigation, and roads and railways provide stiffer competition to waterways. Now, ports that are there in India, in west of India, there is Kandala in Gujarat, Mumbai in Maharashtra, Jawaharlal Nehru in Maharashtra, Mormugao in Goa, New Mangalore in Karnataka, and Kochi in Kerala. In the east coast of India, there is Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, Chennai in Tamil Nadu, Ennore in Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, Paradip in Odisha, Kolkata and Haldia in West Bengal. Now, overseas routes. Coastline of India is 7,517 kilometers, in which there are 12 major ports and 185 minor ports. Now, this has got this is for foreign trade. The 75%, it is 95%, from which 75% is for value, and another remaining is for the 95% is for the volume that move through ocean, the trades that take place in the foreign. Then ports of West Coast. Kandala Port, it was developed in Gujarat to reduce the burden on the port of Mumbai. It is a tidal port. Mumbai, premier port in the West Coast, one of the first port during the British time. It lies in the well-protected natural harbour. Then this is in the south of Mumbai. There is Mormugao, means out of Mumbai, it is Mormugao, New Mangalore and Kochi ports are there. New Mangalore exports iron ore from Kudermukh mines of Karnataka. Ports of East Coast, part of Tuticorin, it is a natural harbour, rich hinterland of southern India. Chennai, second largest in terms of volume of trade, and it is oldest artificial port. Paradip port in Odisha, it is which exports iron ore. Kolkata is inland river port, serves as very large and rich hinterland on Ganga Brahmaputra basin. Haldia is subsidiary port at Kolkata. The problem of both of this is sedimentation. They need to deepen their navigational channel regularly by dredging. Problems of water transport. Many rivers in India are seasonal. The discharge of perennial rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Kosi, Yamuna, etc. decreases during the summer and winter, and during rainy season they are in floods. Both conditions are not conducive for navigation. Silting of river beds reduces the depth of water, which creates problem for navigation. The demands for waterways is not adequate as the people want fast movement of their commodities. This makes river transport economically unviable. Then the last is air transport, which began in 1932 when J.R.D. Tata flew from Karachi to Mumbai. It was nationalized in year 1953. Air India was, which is the 16th largest in Asia. It has 159 aircraft, plays major role in connecting India to the rest of the world. Advantages of air transport are: it is the fastest means of transport, provides comfortable, efficient and quick transport. It's free from physical barriers as it follows the shortest and direct routes, as seas, mountains and forests do not cause any obstruction. Coming to the problems of air transport, Indian airlines are facing a stiff competition from foreign airlines which are providing better services. The aircrafts are old, the airlines need huge amount for the replacement of the old aircraft, inadequate and expensive training facilities, flights do not take off at scheduled time and involve high operational cost. Then pipeline, which is also a part of transport apart from air, water, road. Apart from water, it is also used to transport crude oil and natural gas to the refineries. Even solids can be transported through pipes by pressure or by converting them into slurry. Advantage of this is travels through any terrain and climate. Initial cost may be high, but it does not require much of maintenance and operation cost later. It saves times, wastage and cost at the transshipment points, and it also saves fuel. Communication. First, communication in early times were through cave painting, leaves and paper. Now the communication is divided into personal communication and mass communication. Under personal communication there is letters, emails, telephone, mobile phones. Under mass communication there is radio, television, press, films. Indian postal system has 38 services which are divided as communication, transportation and other services. Communication, under that comes letters, postcards, newspapers. Under transportation come parcels and money orders. Other services include resource mobilization and postal life insurance. Telecommunication. India is emerging as one of the largest telecommunication networking country in Asia. Computer and internet communication. Internet service provider, IPS. Internet is a network of computers linking up with each other worldwide. Mass communication, print media, and electronic media are the different parts of mass communication. Under print media, there is newspapers, periodical, books, and other printed literature. Newspapers can be like daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and it is published in more than 100 languages. Largest is Hindi, which is followed by English and Urdu. Electronic media includes film, radio, television, computer. India is the largest producer of feature film. Documentary, short films, feature films are a part of it, and the Central Board of Film Certification is the certifying agency for the public screening of the both Indian and foreign films. The Press Information Bureau of the Government of India acts as a nodal agency to disseminate information to the print and electronic media. All India Radio, that is Akashvani, has 262 radio stations, broadcast in 23 languages and 146 delegates. Direct to home service, that is DTH, is also available. Internet, which is established in India on August 15, 1995. Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, BSNL, Indian International Trunk Telephone Carrier Company. It is an Indian International Trunk Telephone Carrier Company which was launched Gateway Internet Access Service, GRAS. Then international trades, the activity that involves exchange of goods and services which takes place in the market. The trade can be internal when an exchange takes place within the political limits of a country, and it can be international when the exchange is between the two independent countries. The balance of trade of country is the difference between its export and import. The balance can be favorable balance when the value of export exceeds the value of imports, and unfavorable balance when the value of import exceeds the value of exports. Tourism in India. Attractions. The main attractions are beauty of Himalaya, rivers, forest and sea coast, architecture, cuisines, folk art, festivals and temples. It contributes around 6.23% to GDP and provides employment to 8.78% of the total employment. More than 5 million foreign tourists visit India and about 562 million domestic tourists. $100 billion in 2008 was a profit, and annual growth is like 9.4%. Advantages of tourism is promote national integration, provide support to local handicraft and culture pursuits, development of international understanding about our cultural heritage. Foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourism, ecotourism and adventure tourism culture. Transport and communication in Goa. So in Goa there is road transport, railways, waterways and airways. Under road transport there is 224 kilometers of national highways, 232 kilometers of state highway and 815 kilometers of district roads. National highways, there are NH66 which is India's west coast and connects Goa to Mumbai in north and Mangalore to the south. NH 4A across state to connect the capital Panjim to Belgavi, the east, thus linking Goa to the cities in the Deccan. NH17A connects NH17 to Mormugao harbors from Kortali. NH17B, it is a 4-lane highway that connects Mormugao harbor to NH17 at Verna via Dabolim Airport. Railway, the Konkan Railway passes through the state of Goa. Two major railway stations are Madgaon and Vasco da Gama. They are located in south of Goa. There are special Dudhsagar rail tours provided at the rail to Dudhsagar waterfalls. Water transport, there is ferry services to cross the creeks, and there is also new passenger ship from Goa to Mumbai. Airways, at present only one international airport is there at Dabolim near town of Vasco. New international airport is under construction at Mopa in Pernem Taluka. Tourism in Goa, there are positive effects and negative effects. So positive, it increases employment. Secondly, there are a lot of hotel management courses that are developed that increases the skills and also provides job to the people. And negative, there is conflict between locals and the hotel industry for water, problem like erosion, destruction of mangroves, disposal of waste of solid and liquid, cultural shock, crime, prostitution, drugs. So all these are the negative effects.